We are going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get off your phone. And my phone just went off. I need to mute it because my phone just went off to notify me. I'm live on my own show.
Oh, I got to search.
And Steven's already in. Good Saturday evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Dustin and Cassie Show. I'm Dustin. And she's not paying attention. She's Cassie.
Are you sure I'm not Cassandra Caldwell? Sorry. Wait.
Oh, what a way to start the show.
No disrespect towards you at all if you watch this. I really, really appreciated you this week. Thank you.
So
I just had to be funny for a second.
Right. So if you haven't noticed, and maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but I'm going to point it out. There's something different about the show right away.
It's a different background.
Besides that, it's all shaky too. I don't like that it's all that shaky.
It's because the table's shaking.
Well, quit shaking the table.
No.
It's this thing right here. It's a Moano microphone, and stop shaking it, Dustin. Sorry, Philip. It's a studio quality microphone. And does it sound good to you guys? Does it sound better than before? It should, as long as I have the right microphone turned on.
To you.
But yeah, so
sounds great.
Awesome, great. So get off your phone. Is my mom watching?
She just said I just got home.
Just got home. Okay.
I had to text her to tell her that we were on.
We got 3 people watching. We got John, Philip, and Steven all watching. Awesome, great. They all said it sounds great. Okay, so Cassie was on Now You See TV again last night, and they did the show from here. So when the last time they were on, they did it from the Mutrius house, and Steve's got his nice, professional, studio set up in their closet, with his camera and his microphone, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, okay, I can't match what he does, obviously, but I have a audio video, background. I've done, audio video at several different churches. And one of my dreams in life was to be a radio DJ. And in high school, I thought like being a radio DJ would be like the coolest job ever. And so I thought, well, dang cats. I want to just like run up the wall, I think.
Our cats are always entertaining for us.
So when I found out they were going to do the nice TV show from here, I thought I need to get a better microphone than what we've been using. So I had already been looking at mics because I wanted to get one. And so we got this microphone here. So now I'm kind of somewhat getting to live my dream of kind of being like a radio DJ.
He was so stinking excited. It was hilarious.
I was geeking out because I got it set up, and I did an audio test and with it plugged in, recorded. Then I unplugged it, recorded what normal was. And then Philip came over and it's like, hey, there should be more settings on here. So we bumped up the quality again to a studio quality, higher frequency and everything. And I think it sounded even better. Problem is right now I sound horrible because I'm all nasally from this cold.
Still,
but
2 weeks later.
But yeah, so I can't wait to get this show done and over with so I can go back and listen to it to see how it sounds compared to the other ones. But yes, I'm like,
funny.
I'm wishing I could like play music and do my own like radio show on the internet, and that would be like the coolest thing ever. So what I really want, instead of having it on a stand like this, I want to have like one of the boom stands and like what real radio DJs use, and so then it would be like, instead of here sitting on the table like this, it would be over here like this, and
so we'd be cutting out half your face.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be over here like that, so you'd be like, hits 105.9, whatever, however they do those. Hits 107.3, The Edge. So, yeah, anyway, so that's the big, my mom's on. Hi, Mom. We got 5 people watching, so.
Let's see what we get to tonight.
10 was the number last week.
Yeah.
Eli says hi, Mom. So anyway, this week, what do we have this week? Yeah, put your phone away.
Sorry, stop.
Yeah, you stop. So this week.
What do we do?
I worked.
You always work.
I didn't work. And I worked.
You came home on Tuesday. That was really nice. No, Monday.
Was it Monday?
No, Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
Was it? Or was it Monday? It was Monday.
Oh, it was Monday. Monday. You came home
Monday night? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was really nice.
Was it Monday?
I don't know. You came home one day this week, which was super nice, and then you got home Thursday, which was nice. So it didn't feel like you were gone so many days.
Right. So I had to. So here's Hebrew Crossing Home. Oh, the crosses are on. Hi, crosses. You guys get your channel up. That's cool. So anyway, so this week, my first load was delivering over on the very western side of Kentucky, over near Paducah. So I had to deliver that Monday morning, and then I had to go to Cairo, Illinois, to pick up a load of lumber. I got that, and I made it all the way back here Monday. Yeah, so it would have been Monday night. I made it back to the yard Monday night. And then that load had to deliver in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, but I had to deliver by appointment. So I called the place to get an appointment like Monday morning. I called them to set an appointment for Tuesday, and they said, "Oh, the earliest we can do on Tuesday is 3 p.m." I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah. And I'm like, "Okay." And they said the next one is 10 a.m. on Wednesday. I'm like, "Wow, okay." I said, "Well, go ahead and set me for the 3 p.m. I'll get home at dispatch. Maybe he'll want to have somebody else drive it over there. No big deal." So I got home at dispatch, let him know. And he said, "Well," he says, "actually, I have a short load, a local load to Bentonville." He said, "I can have you do Tuesday morning." He says, "Then you can go deliver the lumber." He says, "Then you can come back and pick something else up."
I know.
So I came home got home Monday night, got up Tuesday morning, was in the yard by like 8:30, went out, drove out to Siloam, dropped off the load of lumber there in our yard, strapped down the load going to Bentonville, drove up to Bentonville, delivered that load, drove back to Siloam, picked up the load of the lumber, drove to Broken Arrow, delivered it, and then drove back to Siloam, grabbed my next load, and took off. And that was going down to Texas. And then made it through most of Oklahoma, and delivered that load then on, what was it, Wednesday?
Yeah.
So, and then was it Wednesday morning? Yeah, Wednesday morning. So then delivered that Wednesday morning, drove back, had a load for Thursday. I had 4 stops in Kansas. I had Wichita, Kansas, 2 stops in Salina, Kansas, and then my last stop in Manhattan, Kansas. So I was like basically making a trail up the state of Kansas. And I figured my time and everything. I figured I was going to get to Tulsa, Oklahoma on Wednesday night. And I figured from Tulsa, I was going to get up to Manhattan and then have enough time to make it maybe back over to Jasper, Missouri or Joplin, Missouri at the best. It had been like 650 miles that day to make it to Joplin. Well, then Wednesday night when I got to Tulsa and stopped and got fuel at the Flying J, the Flying J was full. I'm like, why is the Flying J full at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday? I'm like, whatever. I headed out of town. I still had more drive time. So I drove like an hour and a half west of Tulsa and stopped on the Oklahoma Turnpike out there at one of their little median rest area places and found a spot there and parked for the night. So then the next morning I woke up and Gina said we're both wearing Hebrew armor shirts. We are.
Mine says Shabbat Shalom.
Mine says WTF. It's not what you think it is. And on the back it says World Torah Federation.
But be careful. Some people don't like
World Torah Federation. Love Yahweh. Love your neighbor. Anyway, so WTF is not what you think it is. It's not what we normally think it is. It means World Torah Federation.
And even though some of you don't like it, there have been people that have asked questions.
Because I was wearing the shirt. Yeah, what is Torah? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad my shirt made you aware of that. Anyway, so back to Wednesday. Made my deliveries and got to Manhattan, finished out there, took my 30-minute break, and then I figured out my time. I had 5 hours and 38 minutes left to drive, and it was 330 miles from Manhattan back to the yard. And I'm like, holy smokes, I can make it back. Oh, I forgot. Here's what I forgot. When I got between my first and second stop, a friend of mine from Stephen, a fellow Hebrew brother, it goes by the name of Sims 50, had messaged me, asked me how everything was going, and said something about, are you looking forward to your extra day off this week? And I'm like, you mean the normal Shabbat? And he says, I guess it depends on which calendar you're on. He says, for me, the 7th day of unleavened bread is on Friday. And I said, okay. I said, ours is Saturday. And then I said, we did Passover Friday evening. He said, well, we did too. I'm like, wait, what? And then I was like, started figuring it up. I'm like, oh crap. Unleavened bread is 7 days long. So the first day of unleavened bread was Saturday. And I had a brain fart and was thinking that the next following Saturday would be the 7th day. Well, that's 8 days, not 7. So I'm like, the high day was actually Thursday, Sunday.
Saturday to Saturday.
Right. We were going Saturday for the high days. It's like, no, the high day would have been Thursday at sundown to Friday at sundown. So I'm like, oh crap. I'm like, and I told him, like, man, I'm like, there's no way I can make it home Thursday night. I said, I'm going to be a couple hours from home. I said, I was going to try to get a short load on Friday. I said, but now I'm obviously not going to. I said, I can't avoid not working because I have to drive home, So I said, at the very least, I can just drive the couple hours home on Friday morning. I'll be good to go. So then I got to my last stop, got it delivered, and looked at I got 330 miles to get back to the yard, 5 hours, 38 minutes. I'm like, I can do this. I'm like, if everything goes right, I can get back to Lowell, and I'll get back to Lowell before sundown. So, man, I took off, and I hightailed it, ran into a little bit of traffic around Kansas City, but I made it back to the yard with 1 minute to spare on my drive clock and before sundown. So I didn't work on the high day, and I was able to be home to observe the 7th day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So it was pretty cool. And I realized that after the fact, it's like the Father worked that out for me, because my original plan was to stop in Tulsa. And had I stopped in Tulsa on Wednesday night, I would not have had enough time to make the Lowell. So that is why the Flying J in Tulsa was full at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday when it normally shouldn't have been. And that's why I had to drive the hour and a half further Wednesday night, so then I would have enough time to make it back to Lowell on Thursday evening. So then I was off all day Friday because it was the high day, and then off all day today. And then this coming week, we have a friend whose daughter's getting married on Monday. And so I asked for a short load so I could still be back here because they're getting married out
Monday at 4.
Monday afternoon. So I'm like, I need to be home by like noon, 1 o'clock so I can get ready for this wedding. So I asked, the boss about getting a short load. I said, worst case scenario, if I don't leave out till Tuesday, fine, so be it. I said, but if you can find something for me to leave out with on Sunday that I can deliver Monday morning and still be back by noon on Monday would be great. And they found me a load to do that. So I actually get to spend most of the day here tomorrow and just leave tomorrow evening, 5, 6 o'clock, drive the few hours I need to drive, make my delivery tomorrow morning, and then drive back and still be back home by noon. The cats using.
You probably can't hear them though now.
No, they can't hear it with that.
So when
the cats are like trucking it through here like it's a racetrack,
or our eyes are making funny looks.
So anyway, so I'll be making back for the wedding, no problem, and then I'll leave out again Tuesday morning. So yeah. So this past week, what else happened besides the truck driving stuff? That I just told. What did you have going on?
Let's see. The cats got fixed this week, so I had to take them to the vet on Monday.
Do you want to show that on video?
No.
Hold a cat up. Here's what it looks like.
So
if you can get a hold of one, I will, Eli. If you get a hold of one, I will. Preferably
that
Smokey.
Was pretty interesting. The 2 kittens. Well, I guess they're not kittens anymore. I don't know. How long are they kittens for?
I don't know.
Like, what age do they not become kittens anymore?
I think they're not kittens when they're bigger than their mother.
Yeah.
Or as big as their mother. No coffee.
So they did good. But the mom, Sadie, is like, she had a rough couple days. And so she lost a bunch of weight. She's really skinny. And she had a rough couple days. She didn't eat anything. She was just kind of laying around. That night, she didn't walk either.
Go around that way.
So I did that, and that poor cat. But I was sick, so I just stayed around the house on Tuesday and Wednesday.
So this is Smokey, and this is Smokey's scar.
Be careful.
She's fine. Look, she was licking my fingers.
This is
So you
our
see her belly's all shaved.
Okay, so we used to say all the time, the cats, like people think that we're mean to our cats or something. But I will show you how mean we are to this cat. Can I have her? Because she's kind of my baby. But if she'll let me do it. So I have to get her like super comfortable. But I can, on most days, I can lift her upside down. Literally. And she doesn't care.
Hang on. Probably can hear her purring.
Yeah, this is how mean we are to our cats. They
right?
trust us.
You guys are so mean to your animals.
This cat would probably let me do just about anything to her. She is such a good...
She's so pretty.
She is. Anyways. So I was sick, though, so I just kind of...
Catadega Speedway, Philip said. With the cats running around.
And so, yeah. So I just chilled on Thursday because he texted me and said about or called about the high day being Friday. We took and I had to rearrange my whole schedule on Friday. It was crazy.
Sims 50 told me that, and I was like, I'll be right back. I gotta call Cassie, So I messaged her or called. I called you, right? I didn't message you.
You called me.
I called her and told her.
Yes.
So
put her down. So I had to rearrange my whole schedule on Friday. And Max had a vet appointment that I had to reschedule. I was supposed to go shopping to see if I can find something to wear for this wedding.
For the wedding.
And I had to change that to Thursday. My doctor's appointment was Thursday, but I canceled that because I wasn't because I was still kind of sick, and then I needed to do all this other stuff. And so Thursday I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off. And so
come get her off the table, Eli.
But it was nice yesterday. You were home and able to just chill and visit. We played cards. Your mom came over.
Sadie, nobody wants to see your butt.
And we came over and hung out. She hung out. We played cards. So that's it, I guess. And then last night we were on the show.
You're on the Remnant Restoration.
Yes. So we did that last night. It's fun. It's different for me because I'm still trying, I'm still working this whole being in front of the camera thing. And it's gotten easier when we do our show, but it's weird for me to feel like, hey, I might have something to offer for others, I guess.
Shalom, Ben. Ben Turner's watching.
And so, no, Missy.
Cindy Sofranco asks, how many cats do you have?
Okay, let's see.
Inside we have three.
We have 3 cats inside. One of them are
the one that was just on her. The one just on her shoulder is Sadie. She's the mama cat that started all the cats we have, and she's a cat that somebody abandoned by where we lived, and we took her in and gave her a home because somebody just dumped her off.
Yeah, before her, I hated cats, and I was like,
oh yeah, one of the indoor cats is Gina's.
Yeah, and so before I hated cats, but I love Sadie. She's a very, very sweet cat. And where's Gizzy?
Gizzy just went underneath the table.
No, she's right behind you.
Oh, is she? Oh,
she's pretty too. And so I fell in love with her anyways. Whoops. You're knocking stuff over. And we kept her, and she ended up pregnant. And so she had her first litter.
This one's Gina's cat. This is Gizzy.
And then she had...
Hi, Wee Tree.
Then she had another one.
Do you want this one?
And she had another one. She won't stay.
The first cat she had was named Mitzi. She was mostly white with a calico tail and some calico markings on her ears.
So she's one. And then she had Spot. And then
Spot's the famous abscess cat.
And then she had Rascal, so we have Rascal, and
she didn't have 3 1 litters.
No, but she had another cat, but we only have Rascal.
Okay, yeah.
So we have Spot, Mitzi, Rascal, Precious.
Precious is her brother's cat that he left with us when he moved.
And Shuffle, which Shuffle is the Woodsons.
It's also the Woodsons cat.
And she's pregnant right now.
So 5 outdoor cats?
So we have 5 outdoor cats. No, and Bandit. So we have 6 outdoor cats. We have 6 outdoor cats and then 3 inside.
And one of the 3 inside is Gina's that'll be going to her.
And then 1 outside is hers.
Shuffle be a hoe outside, Gina said. Oh, yes. What did my kitty doesn't like to be held. She just want to cuddle. Yep.
Yeah, she likes when she's in the mood to cuddle, she wants to cuddle, but right now she's in the mood to chill out and lay down and relax. But now all of them are fixed.
Except
for Shuffle. And so we'll have no more kittens running around, but I think that we're good.
And every time we've had kittens and we had to give some away, they always went 2 kittens to a home. So none of the kittens.
We've never had any issues giving them away, and we've always kept some of the litter.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And we have them so that we don't have any issues with rodents or anything. And our cats have actually killed rabbits out of our garden before. Mm-hmm. They killed it and ate most of it and left the carcass on the path between our front door and our vehicle so we would see it when we came out.
Yep. We have 0 issues with mice. We have no issues with even snakes. I mean, I've
never seen them kill a snake, but I know cats
they haven't been around. Yeah, but they haven't been here. We don't have issues with rabbits in the garden in the summer.
The only time we've ever seen mice in our house is when we have a really, really cold snap of weather that comes suddenly.
Usually gets it right
away.
And
then the cat. I mean, that's why we have a couple inside cats because they get them right away. So but that's the only time we ever see mice. Who knows if there's any coming in that they just kill them at night and get rid of them and we don't even know it.
Yeah.
But
they're good cats and they're taken care of. They eat, healthy food and then we have our German Shepherd too.
So, yeah.
I think we're going to try to breed him out soon.
Gotta get the paperwork changed over.
So anyways, yes.
So that's how many cats we have.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually someday we'll have chickens.
Yes.
And she wants to have goats someday so she can have goat's milk for soap. I think we shouldn't have goats because goats like to escape.
But goats also like to kill or to eat poison ivy, and we have poison ivy that we need to get gone.
Yeah. We gotta get fencing up
so
first.
There's the number 2. There's the number 2 plus side of having goats.
She said Wheat Tree has been Zach trained for 100% family friendly. Wheat Tree was getting on Gina about calling Shuffle an outside hoe.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
So
my reflexes.
Yeah.
I didn't even read that. My reflexes are.
Stop! You're making this thing shake.
Sorry.
So. Gina's. I'll just go over here and say it on the microphone. Yeah. Darn right, she will too. Anyway, so
we do want to address something.
Well, hang on. You're talking about what other animals we want to have. She wants to have goats so she have goat's milk. I think we should have sheep because they're a better animal.
Maybe we can have some lambs.
Kevin said if we could get goats, but we want to get the ones that are crossed with, I forget what the breed name is, but it's something kind of related to the fainting goat. And those ones, they're less likely to jump and try to get away. So you can get a more, Kevin's got goats and he has no issues with them escaping. So eventually, I mean, we know people with sheep. I mean, we could very easily go to Shalom Acres and get some sheep to start I think he started with 4 or 7 and he has a flock of over 70 now, last I checked.
See, I don't want the goat's milk though to drink. I want it for soap making. Because I know it will be really good for our skin.
So anyways, you said we wanted to speaking about lambs and sheep.
Speaking of lambs.
Smokey had her head shoved inside your shoe. What'd Gina say? Fall over instead of jumping out over the fence. Yeah, the fainting goats. She said you can yell at them and they just fall over instead of jumping over the fence. So
last week we had Passover
on Friday,
and we had our dinner.
Then we did our show Saturday.
And then we did our show Saturday, and
Philip and Gina were on it.
Yes, and there was a video made.
We recorded our show.
Shows.
We recorded our show at like 10 or 11 o'clock.
It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Saturday night.
So there was a video that was made on last Sunday of us.
Sunday morning at like 3 a.m. So this video was made in the middle of the night. Just sort of put the facts out there.
Doesn't matter. Anyhow, we want to clarify some of that in case there are people that are watching that aren't really aware of what we are or what we do or anything.
So so let's get a little bit of clarification. We are Hebrews. We believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We refer to him as Yahovah. He is the one and only God. Yeshua is his son. Him and Yeshua are one and the same. Yeshua is the only way to salvation. His sacrifice that he died for us, took our sins. That's the only way to salvation. Go on.
So, what we call Yeshua, Christians in the church call Jesus.
Call him Jesus, but his Hebrew name.
And that's fine if that's what you want to do, but we call him by his Hebrew name, which is Yeshua.
Or Yeshua HaMashiach in Hebrew for Jesus Christ.
Okay. So, anyways, all that being said, we 100% believe that the only way to the Father is through his son.
Through Yeshua.
We do not believe that he was not enough, because he absolutely is enough. His sacrifice, his crucifixion, his death was his resurrection was absolutely enough.
Let's clarify that again. Yeshua's sacrifice was enough for us. Yeshua's sacrifice is still enough for us. We don't need to sacrifice animals anymore. We don't sacrifice animals. Here's the deal, folks. If you get animals and you slaughter them and you get your meat from your animals, that's not a sacrifice. That's slaughtering an animal. That's butchering an animal. So the accusation was made that because we got a lamb to slaughter on Passover to honor what God said to do, because God said in the Exodus 12:4, you shall do this as a memorial forever. Throughout your generations, God commanded that. So because we did what God said to do, the accusation was made to us that we were making animal sacrifices, and that Yeshua was not enough.
Even and I will say, because I'm just, for anybody else that's watching, whatever, putting scripture aside, it was a meal, it was a dinner. We didn't sacrifice this animal. We didn't even have it because it left. But if we had
the year prior, we did have an animal, and if we had
the lamb here, we would have killed him in a peaceful way,
in the way that the Bible describes it being done.
We would not be offering him up to any God, our God, or anything in that manner. He would simply be killed, and
before killing it,
put on a grill to eat, because it's our dinner.
Before killing it, I would in the past, when we did it before, prayed and thanked the Father for his provision for that lamb for our meal. Which, how many other people
thank him for all of our meals?
Yeah, exactly. How many people pray over their meals? Anybody who professes to be a Christian or Hebrew or otherwise, I'm sure prays over their meal. It's no different, of if you pray over the lamb that you got, or if you go hunting and you thank the Father for the deer that you got. Any of that, it's all the same.
But we weren't offering it to him.
Right.
There was no sacrifice. Nothing like that. So we just want to clear that air. And I will say that if you have questions of what we do or how we do it or why we do it, please, please, please message one of us. You can find me on Facebook. You can message him through here. And if you don't want to talk to him, you can even find me on here or you can send him a message and say, hey, we would like to discuss this with your wife. And
you can leave a comment on this video and we will can get in contact.
contact you and answer questions.
If somebody has a question and they want to leave a comment on this video, and then they want to leave a comment with their email address where we can contact them, and then I can delete their comment as soon as I have the email address, gladly do that. If somebody actually wants to talk and have a discussion about what we believe and what we don't believe and what we do and what we don't do. But again, we do not perform animal sacrifices like what we were falsely accused of.
Yeah. So what they think matters not. I do agree.
That's right, we treat.
I totally agree with you. But there are people that will watch this and say, hey, wait a second. And so for those people that watch, this person's videos or watches ours and they want to know exactly, then I want to clear that up. And so it's okay. Like, we're not mad. We're not upset. It is what it is. And we just want to make it clear that this is where we stand.
Can you get a lamb chop, Philip? You'll have to go buy some like you did before.
Well, I don't necessarily feel like we're responding to him. I feel like we're responding to anybody that may have questions of what we do. And, we follow the whole Bible, not just part of the Bible. So, and we don't do it because, we feel like we have to, or that we are earning our way to the Father. That's not what it's about. We follow his instructions to the best way that we can because we love him, just like we expect our children to follow our instructions because we love him. We love our children and we give them instructions to, because we know something that they might not know, and there might be a reason to protect them or whatever.
You tell your children that the stove is hot, not to touch it because they're going to get burned. And you love them and you don't want your child to get hurt and get burned. So you give them instructions, don't touch the stove. Don't run with scissors.
The child over there needs to go to bed.
Eli, go to bed. Eli, get up and go to bed.
So anyways, now that we got that out of the way, we can move on. So is there anything in here that anybody, because I see we have quite a few people watching. So is there anything that anybody wants to ask
We're at
us?
9 people watching. It keeps bouncing between 9 and 10. I want to see that bump up to like 11 or 12. It does not take a rocket ship scientist to watch any of your shows and see anything other than what and who you are, Torah observant followers. That's true. But people try to, must think that we're preaching on here, and that's not what the show is about.
We're not teachers.
We talk about our life, and our life involves our faith. It's not like we're doing these shows to spread the gospel and win souls or anything like that. If hey, look, it just hit 11. Sweet. I mean, we did have a guy that came on here one time that was unfamiliar with Torah observance, and so we spent a good 20-30 minutes talking to that guy. He was familiar with Passover. His church did Passover in Texas, somewhere wherever he was at. And so we, talked to him about, why we wear tassels, why we eat clean meats, why we keep the 7th-day Sabbath, and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, we don't do these shows to preach at anybody. We do the show just to talk about our week, to hang out with our friends in the chat room, and just to have a good time.
Our friends are being quiet.
So, but hey, I seen Ben was in there. Hopefully Ben's still watching. Did you and Lauren do a show this past week? Because if you did, I did not catch it on YouTube, or did I not miss it? Did YouTube unsubscribe me? I gotta wait to see if Ben's gonna say anything. We'll sit here and
look pretty.
Yeah, sit here and look pretty. You've got that down pat. I really gotta work at that one. Nothing from Ben. Hebrew Crossing Home said some generally want to learn. Sadly, though, there always be haters. Yep. You do unsubscribe me from a dozen or so this week, huh? That's interesting. I'll have to look and see. Actually, I probably can look right now. Let's see. Now, live on your channel, the Dustin and Cassie Show episode 26. I know that.
So this week, we have kind of a busy week. on tomorrow, you're going to go to Lowe's and get some stuff.
Since I'm going to be here most of the day, I'm
for
going
the
to actually try to
garden.
get some stuff done.
Yeah, because I really need the garden done. I did start seeds this week again, too. And
well, I'm still subscribed to Ben.
They're going to be a little bit late, but that's okay. Just
Nope,
be a late harvest.
They didn't do a show this past week. They keep missing shows. We're going to catch up to them.
So we'll have probably a late harvest. So you're going to do that. And then Monday we have the wedding to go to. It's kind of nice though, because it's right literally like on the road. We could walk to it if we wanted.
3/4 of a mile down the road.
Yeah. And then
we could walk to it, but I don't know if we want to walk home in the dark. Yeah, we could have got a coupon too. I seen somebody posted online. Raise your hand if you're in Lowe's right now. We seen that on our way home. I'm like, I wish I was in Lowe's. If we'd had ratchet straps, I would have swung by Lowe's on the way home and grabbed the 5 pieces of plywood that we need. But
I know. It's okay. Oh, I do have some exciting news. I don't think that we've talked about this yet. So, I have been doing the Zeets by Cassie for a while now.
At least 2 months.
A couple months. And I would say that it's going fairly well, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's helping.
You're getting orders almost every single day other than Sabbath, but
I've had quite a few orders. Yeah. Anyway, so
no, John, that's actually, I'm going to go to Lowe's. John asked if we need somebody to get wood chips. I'm going to go to Lowe's tomorrow and get 5 pieces of plywood so I can put the plywood on the sides of Philip and Gina's trailer. And then I'm going to go on Monday when I get home before the wedding. I'm going to go over to the place there and get a load and bring it back here, and I can park in the garden, and then they can
I might need help unloading it.
They can shovel it out as needed. So we took a lot of the cardboard that you brought us and we laid it down last week and laid our pallets down on top of it to keep it down.
Getting soft.
So it's getting soft, getting rained on and killing the grass underneath. So we'll just, when we get the sawdust, we'll just pull the pallet up and chuck the sawdust down on top of it and it'll be ready to go. We're behind every year in our garden. It seems like we should be doing the sawdust and everything in the winter time, not in the spring right before we're supposed to be planting. But
so a few weeks ago, I was contacted by someone, and they inherited.
Who shall remain anonymous?
They inherited. They inherited a Catholic bookstore, and they are turning it into a Torah bookstore. So he contacted me and asked if I would be willing to, how much I would charge for wholesale to sell Zeets in his store. And so we worked out a deal with him, and he's going to be selling my Zeets in his store. I think he said in the next 2 weeks it will be, because it was 3 weeks, so that was a week or so ago. So he's going to be transitioning it from Torah or from Catholic store into a Torah store. And one of the first things that he has that's Torah related are Bibles and my Zeets. So that's kind of cool. Even my $20 Zeets. I'm fiery tonight.
You are.
If only everybody else knew. Anyhow, so that's kind of exciting. I'm excited about it. I sold him 20 sets, and we'll see how that goes.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
She said, woohoo, congrats.
Yes, and I sent him Gina and Philip for their shirts, and so they're working out a deal with him. And so that will be really cool that they'll get to sell their shirts in there. He's also looking for someone for head coverings, the last I knew. So it's kind of cool.
You got ZTs by Cassie. Maybe we could do head coverings by Dustin.
Yeah, be careful.
I know how to sew.
You do know how to sew.
You
know how to sew way better than I do.
I can use a sewing machine.
Yes, he did buy them in advance. I haven't received payment yet, but he sent it this week, so I should get it in the next few days. So that's really exciting, and I have to get them done and send them to him.
Scarlett, could you have colors?
Oh,
Yeah, that's not a
I
bad
never
idea.
even thought about asking.
We should look at Joshua's got that Tourwear shirts that he's been making, designing through Teespring. I wonder if that's something that they can maybe sell there too, possibly.
Well, he's gonna get shirts from them,
right? But I mean, there's different types.
Some
different
beard oil.
shirts.
We do totally need to sell them some beard oil.
Yeah.
And beard soap. Yeah. So that's
Beard Care Products by Philip. He's got the better beard for promotion.
That's funny. Gina can take some pictures with her photography skills and take some headshots of him and his beard. Right? Put that beard on the label and it will sell.
Yeah.
Totally.
Anyway.
So yeah, so that's something exciting that's happening, and we'll get them done in the next few weeks. Give me that bag of this right. No, not the whole bag, just the one on the ends. This is one of the colors.
What?
I was just reading her comment. So this is one of the sets that he ordered. He ordered only 2 colors. I really, really like this one. This color. It's like a light blue. We don't do oil, but photography would work.
We have beard oil.
I know, but she just meant they don't put oil in his
She said we could put that photo of Joshua Aaron trying to touch Philip's beard.
Yes. So anyways, what else?
It's yawning time. I'll make everybody else tired now.
We trio yell at you.
Yep, she will.
I guess, does anybody else have any questions or thoughts or comments?
Keep it clean.
Or you'll get booted.
We trees on the prowl. Beard Envy shots on the label. That would be a great name for beard products. Call it Beard Envy. Beard Envy.
That's funny.
Market that. Sell it. Copyright it. You heard it here first, folks. Beard products with the name Beard Envy.
I wonder if there's already something called that. Let's Google it.
Beard Envy Beard Care. Beard Care. Did I say Beard Care?
Beard Envy.
Fantastic beard oil. I like Beard Envy better. Beard Envy Beard Refining Kit.
It's called that, Beard Envy. Oh, yep. You can't market it, honey. You're too late.
Darn it. Oh, well. We tried. You know what we can do? We can make a better product and then sue them. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. So, Beard Envy copyright freely given to Dustin and Cassie Wells. Woohoo! Thank you, Weetree. What else? Anything else going on?
Nope. I had a busy week, and I guess that's it. It's nice having you home.
Yeah. You're going to kick me out the door come Tuesday, Monday night.
Nah.
Our goal is for me to eventually be home every day, to have a job doing that.
Yeah, but if you can get home a couple nights a week, that would be nice.
Yeah. I still would like to be home every day.
I would like you to be home every day too. That's something I wish would happen, but it's not in the cards right now. So,
but it's okay. It's fine. I mean, we go through times and seasons in our lives, and we've always said, me being on the road, like when I quit Waste Management, it was not ideal to go from being home every day to not being home every day, but we look at it as a short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal because things were not good at Waste Management. And
well, the deal is that I don't think I get that you have to work and we should work, but you shouldn't be miserable at your job, because when you're miserable and then you come home, you hate your job and you come home and you're in a crappy mood, it puts your family in a crappy mood. And if one person in the house is in a bad mood, it sets the whole house off. And it's just not good.
Yep.
It just really isn't good. So, that was why you decided, or that's why we decided that it was better for him to go back over the road. And it sucks and it's hard. There's times that it's hard, but honestly, like, I think out of all of the times, this has been the easiest because we have people here, so I'm not alone.
Forget about me being in the truck by myself.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying it's that has definitely helped. And so what does she say?
She said, "We treat people
stops before you enter home. We treat people try to touch his beard all the time. It drives me crazy." I had to teach that to my hubby. I do agree that it should stop before they get into the home. But I also think that it, depending on the job situation and how it's working, like for him, he is when it comes to certain things, he's a perfectionist. And so when you're constantly trying to do your best and you keep getting told that that's not good enough, and
not being told what you can do to make it better,
and you're trying and nothing you do is better.
Well, not necessarily. I found, because waste management in certain areas has a system designed to increase productivity, basically, and they have this formula based on how many loads you run, how many miles you ran, and how long it took you, how long it should take you versus how long it did take you. And I mean, it's a formula, and I'm good with numbers. So I broke down every aspect of the formula, and I'm like, you guys got this thing figured out where we're supposed to be averaging 47.5 miles an hour throughout the entire day. And I'm like, we're running in the city most of the time, where most of the roads we're on is a 40-mile-an-hour speed. How are we supposed to average 47.5 miles an hour when we're on 40-mile-an-hour roads? And they didn't like that. So I got figured out that if I could run more miles at a higher average speed, I would come out better, and I would come out in the positive or in the green. So, like, for example, I had like 2 weeks where I came in the green, and what I changed differently, like if I had loads that were like up in Bentonville or Centerton, right? Normally it would tell me to go up 112, this road where you're doing like 35, 40 miles an hour up the whole way. And it would be like 14 miles up that road at that speed. Or I could go out by Gentry up and around that, and that way, and it would be 35 miles, and it would take me 5 minutes longer than going the other way, but I'd have almost 3 times as many miles. Okay. So it would increase my average speed. So I did that, and my numbers came up, and they're like, "Oh man, this is awesome." And then they went back and started tracking where I ran. They're like, "Oh, you can't do that. You're padding your miles." I'm like, "You guys don't tell us what routes we're allowed to and not allowed to take. Like, but you're running way out of route." I'm like, I was coming in the green. I found a way to make it work to where I was in the positive. And they said, "No, you can't do that. If you do that, we're going to get rid of you or whatever." So it's like, fine, I'll go back to doing it the way I used to do it, and you guys can figure out some other way to make things better. Sorry. What?
Anyway, so for him, when you're trying really hard and you're getting nowhere, it would stress him out, and he would come home and he would just be in a bad mood. It wouldn't necessarily be that he was, taking it out on us. It was just that he just had a crappy day because he knew that his numbers were bad. And, Eli would ask him every day, say, "Dad, were you in the positive or were you in the negative?" And 9 times out of 10, he was in the negative. And so, it was hard because who wants to, see the look of, oh man, like disappointment on your kid's face because you weren't in the positive. And when you tried,
you did everything that you could. You did your job right the whole time. You tried and did the best that you could, and still, because of their system, you didn't come in the positive.
So anyway, so it was better for him to take this job where he he was doing something that he loved. He loves, driving truck.
Flatbed.
He loves flatbed. He just hates being gone every day. But, that's something that we have to, it's something that we deal with now. And I'm trying to make it easier by doing seats on the side. And
you guys need some seats? We'll meet you in the back alley. We're doing seats on the side.
So it's just what it is. It would be nice if he could work from home. And, and he is trying to do that. He's trying to work on his insurance, and hopefully that gets a little bit better. And so he can sell insurance for this area. I think it's Texas and all that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so that he can sell in car insurance and do that. And he can do that
car
from
insurance,
home.
homeowners insurance, commercial insurance.
Yes, Philip, you should have been a race car driver. I agree with that.
He's got the speeding tickets to prove it. So,
Gina, that's what you need. That's what Philip needs.
Gina says she'd make a shirt that says, "Don't touch my beard. My wife is crazy and she will punch you in the throat." How about she'll cut you? Why is it giving me the option to show that or not?
But it's funny.
Should I show it? Gina, your message you sent. We're showing it.
We're showing it.
That's funny. That's funny. She'll cut you. That's right, John. You guys say it better than I do. I know that.
Sorry, Retreat. It's funny.
It's funny. Anyway. So, anything else?
I don't know. Anything else anybody wants us to talk about? We're just rambling at this point. We ramble.
Anybody want to see the lamb from last year? Yes or no?
If you want to show that.
I'm asking you yes or no.
I guess. Go ahead.
You said I guess. That means no. Right? When the wife says I guess, that means don't do it.
Who's JC? I haven't seen that name before. Said you guys are too cute.
Thank you. Who is JC? Can we find out?
It means you can do it, but you'll pay for it.
Right?
Yes.
I don't want to do it.
See, he is trainable.
I wish I could click on somebody's profile to see who they are. Right. Yeah, Gina said, if a woman touches his beard, doesn't that give him permission to reciprocate? I mean, I wouldn't let it happen, but still.
I think that here's the deal.
You want to touch my beard?
I guess, but I'm allowed to. Because okay, but here's the deal. I totally agree with Gina on this, and here's why. Would you like if somebody walked up to me, if a man or a woman, especially a woman or a man, if a man walked up to me and said, "Oh my, you have beautiful hair," like when I actually do my hair and do it nice, and would you be okay with a man walking up to me and touching my hair?
I'd go, back up or I'll cut you.
Exactly. That's the thing. You wouldn't be okay with another man coming and putting his hands on me. So why should I be okay with a female coming and rubbing your beard? It's rude. It's not respectful. And I agree with her. I really agree with her on that. And honestly, I do think that Philip has a nice beard.
Choose your next words very carefully, dear.
I do think that Philip has a nice beard, but I think people go too far at how much they adore his beard. And maybe it's just because we've hung out with him so much that it's not
not a big deal to us anymore.
It's not a big deal to us. Yeah. I don't know.
My beard's been better than Philip's before, but I had to trim it down.
I wouldn't go that far.
Philip's beard is only one color. Mine's multiple colors.
Personal space, people. Yes, exactly. Personal space.
Philip's got a white beard. I've got a black beard. I've got a brown beard. I've got a red beard. I got a few white. No, I don't have white. They're blonde. They're blonde. They're not white. They're blonde.
Wrong, Dustin.
You want to fight me on this one, Philip?
Beard of many colors. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Instead of the coat of many colors,
yep, I got the beard of many colors. I had a different color for each.
He has 3 colors.
What has he got? White, off-white, and really white. Gray and some red. Yeah, it's funny. I get weird. I get like strands of red over here in my beard sometimes.
White and off-white.
White, off-white, and really white.
Oh, geez.
There's white, bright white, and dang!
It's funny. Anyways.
It's Catadega.
Catadega nights. Around here like crazy.
Yeah.
Smokey's done lost her mind.
Anything else? We're coming up on an hour. We can ramble for 2 more minutes and call it quits.
I guess not. We're at 10 people now.
We were at 11 earlier.
I know. We've had the most people watching today than we have any other.
We had 10 last week as well.
Yeah, but not consistently.
I was kind of hoping with all the hubbub last week we'd have like 35 people in here watching. Do these people really sacrifice animals? No, we don't.
No, we don't. Something we talked about yesterday that I thought was kind of interesting that we talked about on the show last night. Someone asked our opinion on the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion?
What's my opinion? It's a big giant idol. It's a big iron symbolization of the goddess Columbia. And in my opinion, when the Hebrews go marching out of this nation in the second Exodus, we're going to tear that sucker down and drag it into the ocean.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you really think about it?
Because you don't tolerate idols, you destroy them. So hitch a couple bulldozers up to that sucker and drag it on down. And please don't anybody take that as some sort of like terrorist thing or anything like that. It's
we treat if we weren't super close, she would never talk like that. But she knows that I'll laugh.
So, but yeah,
what did you just say?
The Statue of Liberty is a statue to the goddess Columbia. The Washington Monument is a statue to who's the god? Tammuz's father. Well, it goes back to Nimrod, who it goes back to, but it's his shaft is what it is. But yeah, that's another idol that has to go down. So, is you laughing at what I said?
Yes. Twelves, why haven't you joined
Zach on D-Live? I haven't looked into D-Live yet. Let's just say Zach hasn't been the greatest influence when it comes to cryptocurrencies and what I should get involved in. I mean, I still made.
I almost spit out my water.
Wait, what did you say? Dimitri Dustin said, "Stop telling on me." No,
okay,
I mean,
okay, hold on. She says, "I don't view liberty as an idol." Okay, can you explain why?
Now we have to sit here and wait for her to type.
That's okay. She can type fast. I want to know somebody else's opinion because I instantly I was like, no, last night I said, no, I wouldn't go out of my way for it. Like if we happen to walk by it, then fine, or we're in the area and whatever, but I would never, ever go out of my way to pay for it or to go do that at all.
Yeah, I know. Michael, Gina is ratting on me. Ratting me out.
She's a tattletale.
Snitches get stitches.
She would know how to stitch you up.
Michael can stitch you up. Weetree said
she was a gift to our nation as a representation of what we as a nation was like. So we found out last night, wasn't she originally sent to somebody else and they didn't want her, so they gave her to us?
I don't know. I've never heard that before.
I think that's what Gina read last night. Yes, it was offered to another country before it was offered to the U.S. and was turned down due to it being too old-fashioned.
And if you've ever watched a movie, here's proof. Here's proof that it is, in fact, the goddess Columbia. I should just show it on this. Okay, so
no matter what picture is used as a model, folks will view it as an idol. Stepping on toes. Hopefully we don't make anybody mad.
Okay, there's that.
I do think that this
Statue of Liberty.
This might be that is fact throughout history. My nose. My phone is weird.
Okay. So
they don't hide it. They don't. I don't.
Just for a refresher, Statue of Liberty, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the goddess Columbia, as represented by Columbia Pictures. See the similarities? It's because they're the same.
There's a sunburst on her head.
Just think about District of Columbia. Who's the Columbia in District of Columbia for Washington, D.C.? The D.C. stands for District of Columbia. What?
She said he already said shaft. What else could you do to offend someone?
Touch my beard.
Now it's been 3 times. I'll touch his beard.
I'll keep my hands where people can see him. Anyway,
keep it kid friendly.
So anyway, yeah. So yeah, in our opinion, the Statue of Liberty is a statue of Columbia, and therefore would be considered an idol.
I'm not saying that we have to get rid of it, and I'm not even saying that we're correct. But I'm not going to pay to go see it, and I'm not going to go out of my way to go see it.
And it's one thing, okay, it's not like
Scripture
every statue
says to break down idols.
So I mean, It's not like I'm saying, we need to tear down statues of Sam Houston because somebody might idolize him or things like that. But it's very obvious and clear that Liberty is Columbia. If you go back and study it, you can trace it back to find out that is Columbia. And every idol will fall down. Every idol will bow. I mean, just look at the story of Dagon. The god of the Philistines in the Bible. They brought the Philistines, captured the Ark of the Covenant, and they put it in the temple of their god Dagon. And what happened? Dagon fell down face first in front of the Ark of our God. And then they had to stand him back up. And then God's like, this isn't going to work. And the next day they came in and Dagon's head had been chopped off and his hands were chopped off and he was still face down on the ground. So if we don't destroy him when we're leaving the country, when Yeshua calls us home, he will destroy them when he does what he does on the earth. If that's
what it is, then yes.
Right.
I don't know. There could be. My nose.
There could be people worshiping it, yeah.
I'm going to get off camera to wipe my nose. Yes, not everyone worships it, but there are people who go there to just touch it.
See, look, we were going to end this show at just under an hour, and you had to go and ask the question about Statue of Liberty. Way to go, Slick. Remember when our shows used to be like 18, 20 minutes long?
I know, that's when we didn't have live.
Yeah, that's when we were just recording it and putting it up later.
Mm-hmm. It's more fun this way.
Yeah.
I'm not. I hope that we're not offending you, We Tree, because that's not our intention.
It's just our opinion that's what it is. What it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I wouldn't go see it. I'm saying that I'm not. I have no desire to pay. Like, it's not like that's on my bucket list.
Right. I'd rather go see the Grand Canyon, which is a part of God's design, than to go see the Statue of Liberty, which is
I would love
man's
to go see
design.
The Grand Canyon too.
So
I would like to go do that. I want to go to Israel too.
Yeah, maybe next year.
And Ireland.
What?
You want to go, so that makes me want to go.
Really?
Yeah. But I want to go to Israel first.
Okay. I've been to Ireland already, so I can take you some other time. But I have never been to Israel.
I would rather go to Hugo's.
Who said? Wait, what?
Philip said I would rather go to Hugo's.
Hugo's. Philip, are you hungry? It's 11 o'clock at night. What do you want to go to Hugo's for?
Hey, we went there before late at night.
Well, that's true.
That was fun.
Not Hugo's.
It was fun there.
Maxine's was fun.
That burger was really good.
Yeah. We had tacos for life tonight on the way home. First time we ever had tacos for life. It was okay.
I like Chipotle better.
Yeah.
Their quesadilla was really good.
Their quesadilla was good, but their tacos,
their taco wasn't that good.
Yeah. The biggest benefit was knowing that we help feed hungry people in some other country somewhere. So
she says no, she doesn't like Chipotle.
Gina doesn't know what's good for her. And that's a fact.
I did make broccoli cheese soup though today for fellowship, and that was delicious.
And I'm gonna have that for breakfast tomorrow.
Did we get the fried chicken tacos? No, I actually got beef and it had no flavor.
And I got the grilled chicken. Did you put the soup on?
No, I need to do that.
You do that? I want to go to Israel with the Woodsons.
Yeah, when you guys go, Wiles, we'll all go. I do know it's good. No, they're not open now. They close at like 10
o'clock.
The fried chicken.
I debated between the fried chicken.
Maybe that's what I debated on getting chicken instead of beef, and I should have got chicken.
I debated between the fried chicken or the grilled chicken, and I got the grilled chicken because it said it had. What did it say it had?
I don't know.
The fried chicken had queso on it, whereas the grilled chicken had I think Chipotle something or other thing on it. That one sounded better to me.
They drizzle honey on it.
Dang it, now I'm hungrier.
Huh.
Well, I think we're probably going to call it quits.
When you read the question, read them so we know what the question is.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, Mom.
We haven't really had any questions, though. Everybody's just talking about food.
What was the Eli? No, Eli asked you.
The note that Eli, he asked if he could watch the video with us.
Oh. What video?
Need taco and idols. Eli went to bed.
Yeah.
So, anything else before we cut it short or cut it?
Cut it short. An hour. 68 minutes ain't short.
We got some husband and wife time that we got to go
cut it off.
Of. I'm not cutting anything off.
You just said before we cut it off.
Oh.
Made me think of that joke.
I want to watch some Downton Abbey.
What? Ugh, Downton Abbey.
Just saying. Ugh. Coming to get some soup.
Lock the back door.
Come get some.
What do you call a cheap circumcision?
Yes, it's broccoli cheese soup. Come and get it.
A rip-off. Did I tell that joke on here before?
Yes. Knock, knock.
Things that make you go, ow.
I don't know if the back door is unlocked. Are you coming over? I'll go.
We hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
I'll come and I'll go unlock the door.
Okay, she's gonna leave, and I'm gonna end the show. And why are you gonna? You just said we have some husband and wife time. Why are you gonna let Gina come over here
to get some broccoli cheese soup?
That's my soup for tomorrow. Go away, Gina. Go away.
You're mean.
I'm hungry. I want some Talking to you
No,
soon.
he said no. I'm not coming. See, you done hurt her feelings, you meathead.
I'm sorry, Gina. No, I'm not. She's hit me in the back.
Here, get this on camera, you
Good
haters.
Good night. Ooh, you better be careful.
Look, you meathead, you done hurt her feelings. You better take her some soup now.
No. No. No, I'm not.
Because you're a meathead.
Gina, I'll let you touch my beard to make up for it. She said never. Okay, everybody, we are going to call it quits on that right here. You all have a blessed week. We hope you had a blessed week. You have a blessed week coming up.
Guilt trip, right?
What did you say? Pack your bags, Dustin. You're going on a guilt trip. Oh, yeah, guilt trip. You all have a great week. We will catch you next week right here, same time, same place.
Maybe.
I don't know what time it'll be, but whatever time we do it is what time it is. So, good night, everybody.
You can seriously come and get soup if you want. He was just picking.
We love you all. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
We need a tagline.
Other than bye, Felicia.
If the women don't find you handsome, they'll at least find you handy.